Good morning, America. Evening, Asia. Hello, world. I'm back. Only one last day before the weekend. Hurrah. Okay, let's get cracking. So, can President Trump get the US a better deal on trade? Let's take a look at the details, because he's prompted fresh hope that he could take the United States back into the Trans-Pacific Partnership by tweeting. He tweeted that we would join a deal that was substantially better than that was offered to President Barack Obama. Now, if the TPP included the world's biggest economy, it would be worth about 40% of the global economy. It's big. President Trump pulled out of the pact in his first week of office, but the 11 other countries around the Pacific signed the deal in Chile just last month. One of the reasons it was originally set up was to counter China's influence. And the latest numbers show a nearly 20% jump in the difference between what China sells to the US and what the US sells to China. That's certainly for the first 3 months of this year. So the US deficit went up, China's surplus went up. Okay, let's get rid of that. It's gone. Let's go over and speak to Wendy Cutler, who is one of the United States' senior negotiator on the Trans-Pacific Partnership. She's now with the Asia Society Policy Institute. Hey, Wendy, great to have you with us. And my first question, and this can be very brief, you were part of this whole negotiating team that set up America into the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Well, how did you feel? How did you feel when President Trump pulled America out on his first day in office?
I thought he made a serious mistake, because I believe that the TPP is in the U.S. geostrategic and economic interest. However, I am encouraged that there are signs that he is rethinking the exit, and who knows, maybe in the future we will rejoin.
Now, what do you think has sort of changed the minds? I'm just wondering if he's now looking at this because of the current trade spat that's going on with China.
Well, I think we need to keep his statement from yesterday into perspective. He made his statement when he met with a group of agricultural lawmakers, and they feel that they are in the crosshairs of a potential trade war between the U.S. and China. Our agriculture community very much wants new market access to markets like Japan and other countries in TPP, and so he opened the door on TPP when he was with them.
So can I ask you this, what would a better deal look like? What would his administration want to see coming from the other 11 Pacific nations?
Well, I think if we look at what the administration is asking for in the NAFTA negotiations, that gives us a good indication of what the administration may seek from the other TPP countries if indeed the U.S. decides that they would like to re-enter the negotiations. So things like autos or more updated rules on digital trade, or updated rules in other areas as well.
So Wendy,
we'll need to see. We'll need to see how NAFTA shakes out.
Sorry to interrupt. Does that mean, though, that you and your negotiating team, could have done a better job? Did America get, the use of a better word, screwed over this?
No. Obviously, no trade deal is perfect, and I think we got the best deal we could at that time. Since then, some things have changed, and deals always can be improved. And perhaps the president will be successful in seeking improvements to this deal. However, I would note that a number of our trading partners overnight have said, while they welcome the expression of potential interest by the U.S. to re-enter, they're kind of wary of opening up the agreement again for potential significant changes by the United States.
And just lastly, and somewhat briefly if possible, does it really matter if the US is in TPP, given that President Trump has said 6 out of the 11 nations, you've already got bilateral trade agreements, and they're working on more. They're working on Japan as the next one, I believe.
Well, they're not working with Japan because Japan really doesn't have interest in pursuing a bilateral agreement with the United States. And frankly, the 6 deals we have in effect with the other TPP countries could really use some serious updating and more market access as provided for in the original TPP.
Okay. Wendy Cutler, an absolute pleasure having you on. Thanks very much, and pardon my French. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Wendy Cutler joining us live from Washington. From Washington to New York, where we've been telling you over the last few weeks about how volatile, right, the world stock markets have been.